Alright guys, welcome to the Media Hijack Podcast. I'm your host, Billy Walters, and joining me is Christopher Windtunnel.
Oh, what's up, everyone?
That's your Native American Navajo name?
Yes, Wind Talker.
I missed mine. Mine was Billy Waterfilter.
Hey, there you go. Oh, shit, man.
Yeah, so welcome back guys to another episode.
Hell yeah. Missed you guys.
Yeah, we missed 1 week, but we're back, and we're back stronger than ever. We both took time out and we read a book just for you guys.
Yes, we did.
All right, so today, main topic, we're going to be talking about the Pleiades, the Astral Realm, the Spirit Realm. We're going to talk about entities. We're going to talk about Almighty God.
Everything.
We're going to be talking about gods. We're going to be talking about what's really going on in the psychedelic world. What are we even looking at?
We may touch on reptilians. The book covered that.
We are absolutely going to be touching on the reptilians.
Yo.
They play a role, man.
Yeah,
R.I.P. The Queen.
Oh, yeah. The Queen reptilian.
What's funny about that, remember we were talking a long time ago about the Queen being dead and her coffins being bigger than normal? Like she was already dead.
What?
Remember we talked about it? And then they said like, yeah, her coffin was like way bigger than like a normal sized human. So now I'm like, what kind of memory was that? Like I'm confused now because I do remember that shit.
Oh, that coffin's for a true form.
Yeah, like her true lizard form.
Yeah, just the real size.
Because my brother, he texted me, he's like, hey, wasn't she dead before? I was like, yeah, I kind of like felt that too, like, because I remember us talking about when she died, the coffin was like twice the size of a human.
They probably picked it out and shit.
So I don't know. That was like a weird memory. So I don't know if that was a
Mandela?
Queen or we're confusing it with somebody else.
This might be Mandela all over again. This is what it sounds like.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking about not the Queen, but we're going to talk about all that weird, crazy, weird hollow earth and everything.
Yeah, her lineage.
But before we start, I want to acknowledge the original caretakers of our land, the Neanderthals. You guys remember those guys? Mm-hmm. Yeah, shout out to those guys.
Man.
And then even before them, we got to give a shout out to Dinosaur Nation.
Yes.
Dinosaur Oyate.
And then
we gotta give a shout out to the Dinosaur Nation.
Yes.
And also our relatives, maybe the reptilians.
That may or may not be fam.
Above and below Earth.
Yes. Above and below. That's what yes.
For the one that's gonna come after us, like when we die, it's gonna take over the Earth, and then they're gonna take over the land and carry on the circle of life.
Continue the legacy.
Dude, I was watching the Reservoir Dogs. Super fucking funny, man. Where they had like the Native Americans speaking and shit, and they talk funny ass shit like this.
Oh, the one on Hulu? That show?
Yeah, on Hulu.
Oh, I always wanted to watch that shit, man.
Dinosaur Nation, man. Represent. Let's go. But yeah, blessings all around.
Blessings.
All right, let's get started. Notice how we don't talk about ads no more. No more ads.
Fuck it. You know where to get it.
No more ads.
You know where to get the shirt.
All right.
Before we start, I did see a friend of mine. Shout out to her. She was taking pictures the other day with her family, and she was rocking one of our shirts.
Hey, that's what's up.
I was like, I see you.
Hey, we see you.
I see you.
Thank you.
I see you. I don't know if she even did it on purpose, but she was just wearing it. I was like, all right. Like that.
I be wearing it sometimes.
Me too. And then people are like, what is that? I'm like, you ain't ready.
Take off the shirt, give it to them. All right, let's get started. All right, so over the weekend, we were reading this book. It's called, it was titled The Pleiades and Our Secret Society, written by a man named Frederic Dodson. So in this book, this man is describing his encounters with these entities when he was a child, maybe around like 7, 8 or something, where these blue beings, their skin color's blue, and then they came and they visited him as when he was like sleeping or something. He said he's like in the middle of like sleeping and awake. Then he said that they transported him like through like, he said it almost felt like it's the same house, but everything surrounding like the house is like different. It's like a parallel reality.
Yeah.
And he's a kid, by the way. And then they showed him everything. They showed him like a bunch of like different realms and stuff. He said like when he got older, he said like everything was like the vibration was different, so everything was like fluid. Like let's say like this table would be like,
wobbly.
Like wobbly, like nothing is like solid, like how Earth is real dense and stuff, because we're like low vibrational creatures out here. So,
yes.
And he was saying how like every time he took him to like different planets or different realms and stuff, like everything was just, it felt different and weird and something that he can't explain because he's a kid seeing all this stuff. He don't know if like he's just fucking tripping out or he don't know what's going on. He's a child. But he said like when it happened, like, he felt a lot of pressure like in the middle of his his forehead, which you know you would imagine that would be his pineal gland.
Yep.
Pineal gland like being activated. You know, his third eye.
It's opening, man.
Yeah, because even when I meditate and stuff, I get so much like pressure in the center of my head. I was like, damn, I'm doing it right.
I'm taking it all in.
I'm like, I'm doing it right. That shit kind of hurt, you know?
That pressure.
It feels like some yogi like put like two thumbs
like
in the
right
middle
here.
of my
Yeah,
head.
I was about to say it too. Like,
It's like wake up that third eye, Billy Water Filter.
Trying to peel that shit open.
Yeah. So like when he was describing, I was like, damn, man, I feel like I can kind of get there, but I feel like if I almost get there, I'll be too scared, you know, like, damn.
Why do you think you'd be too scared?
I don't know, man.
The fear of the unknown?
The fear of the unknown, the fear of, like, I know it's real, but who knows? Like, I might get kidnapped or they might trick me, you know? They might say, hey, because there was one time where I was tripping out and shit, and they asked me, it's like, if you want to see it, just say you want to see it. You know?
You're like, see what?
That's when I got scared. I was like, oh, it's like almost like you got to give your consent before they show you some shit. And I was like,
That means they're the good beings. That means
well, who knows?
Someone, right?
It could be good or bad because we don't know. Because he's saying that in this book, he's saying if they ask you like for something where they're asking for your consent, they might be the bad guys.
Oh, yeah. So you can't always...
So good thing I said, no, I don't want to do it. Then I opened my eyes like, I don't want to do it. It's just too scary.
You just felt it like it wasn't right?
Because I saw like the gates and everything super white. He's like, hey, you want to see the truth? Just say you want to see it. And I thought about it just like a split second. I was like, do I want to see it? I was like, nope, done. I ended the whole session.
Pulled the plug.
I was like, like wait. It's like, you lost him, man. You went too hard. You know? He's like, you got to ease in a little bit.
You got to ease in, yeah.
You can't just stick it in his ass, you know? You got to ease in. Play
take him
with
out to dinner at first.
Yeah, just play a little bit, man. Don't go too hard.
This is his first time here. You got to drag it out a little bit.
Yeah.
Get him to trust you.
He went a little too hard. I was like, man, no. That sounds scary.
He's like an aggressive car salesman. You're like, I don't know. What's wrong with this car, man?
It was too quick, too fast. I was like, no. I'm not ready. But back to this guy. So, like, you know, the experience, he said it made him feel, like, at the same time, really happy and at ease. He felt like he was, like, at kind of like home. Like, you feel like you're welcome. This is how I felt, too, like, when I saw, like, what I think is, like, my ancestors and stuff or a past life. Like, they welcomed me, like they've been known me for, like, hundreds or thousands of years or whatever. Because it felt normal. It's like, hey, you're back home. Like, what's up? What's good, you know? I felt like, hey, I'm so damn comfortable here.
How was your trial on Earth?
Yeah, because they're like, yeah, it's like, yeah, it's like you're going through like a patch and shit, but hey, you got to go through it. You're the one that want to do it.
You picked this level.
You want to play out there.
We told you, man.
But yeah, so this guy, he was saying even after that experience, like when he was like a child. He says, like, later, like 30 years later down the road, he had that experience again, like, as an adult. Like, around 2018, 30 years later. And, you know, when he's an adult, he can now comprehend what the hell is going on, you know, because he already lived a full life. He can understand, like, what's going on. That he can use his adult brain to comprehend, like, what's going on and shit.
Yeah, I remember you said, too, like, when he got to, like, his 30s, whatever, that's when he started getting an understanding of everything that was happening. Before all that,
yeah,
I think it was
like the reasons, like whatever happened, like in the past.
Yeah, like specifically, the one thing that I really started like paying attention to the story, he talks about when he was like, I think he was 15 years old when he lost his virginity.
Yeah,
to a girl who was very strange. I guess like I think he met her at school or something, and she was interested in all this science stuff or whatever. And then when he got back to the house, her whole demeanor changed. She wasn't interested in seeing none of his science stuff in his bedroom. Mm-hmm. She was just like, she said it in this tone that was like, and she said it like in a tone of it is now time for us to have sex or something like a robotic way. And then Yeah, he slept with her, right? And then,
it's like the weird thing about it is like she's like new in town.
Yeah, so she's a new girl. Yeah,
she's the new girl in town, and she's like the hottest girl in school. Mm-hmm. She has like blonde hair, light blue eyes, and stuff. And then he said like he just felt like like having sex at the age 15, like he's super lucky because it just happened. Because
and he's a nerd too.
Yeah, like his nerd is into all that weird UFO, ancient alien stuff, but he doesn't talk about stuff like that. But like the weird thing is like every time like he rode the bike home, like she was always on his path too. Like it was like perfect, like
perfectly
match made in heaven. Yeah. That's why he said like it felt like he was like lucky, like he scored with the hot chick in school. But he's saying like the weird part is like when he actually had like sex with her and stuff, like she's like straight up like I'm just here to have sex with you, and then she's saying like this will all make sense later, but after this, like you won't be able to contact me no more. Yeah, which is another fucking weird shit, right?
Yes, that's insane, man. And true as shit, I think when he started going back to the school, and then he noticed that she wasn't there anymore. I think when somebody had told him like, "Oh no, she's moving," and he was like,
moving again.
She's moving again. He was like, "Well, she just got here. Like, how's she moving again?" Yeah. And I was like, he never saw her again after that.
Yeah. But then like another weird thing he said, like when he thought about it later, he said when they were having sex, like she was like crying.
Oh, crying! That's just crying. Yeah. So like, because he said that the Pleiadians really like to have sex too. That was another thing he mentioned. Pleiadians really like sex.
Where they at though?
A lot. I want some Pleiadian. I want some Pleiadian.
They're like, man, get out of here! Like you, if we wanted to have sex with you, like we would have been had sex with you. But your DNA has been tainted. You guys were fucking up their tree branch.
Fucking everything up.
Fucking up that pure bloodline. You know, like what do we want with a bloodline that's been mixed like 100 times, right? Because the story is like this guy is saying like they're doing like DNA harvesting and stuff,
seeds and all that shit,
where they would come to Earth and then they would usually they get these they go look at the kids like they're shopping for DNA, like a store. So they will like abduct the kid or whatever, and they check out his DNA, see if like his like a good seed like for whatever planet they're trying to
harvest. I mean not harvest, but like
colonize with a new DNA.
Yeah, because I think he said like a lot of the planets out there are just our DNA again.
Yeah,
being replicated and then being planted as seeds on other planets to keep it going.
Yeah,
and so we may have doppelgangers out there on other planets. For and sure. He mentioned something too about like how he's like so if you have a doppelganger out there, say on this planet, say like you have like our doppelgangers are usually like more cleaner looking. So won't have a beard, hair's maybe more cut better or whatever, maybe more cleaner looking, but that's not us. That's not you. That is what they harvested from you. That's like I said, doppelganger. So
yeah, like I think when he was talking about like the doppelgangers, he was saying like if it wasn't like a different reality, like a parallel reality, like but it's all happening all at the same time. But it's like the old version of you is existing at this very moment. Like you at the age of 70 is right now doing whatever he's doing. Wild, right?
So you just been born at a different date, way later date, earlier date rather. Sorry, if you were 70 right now, and
like the timeline is like this, like a board.
Yeah,
like everything has happened
all at once.
If you think about it like that, like if that's true, right? Like there's no end. There's really no end, dude.
It's infinite, man.
It goes on like right when you think you're at the end. Boom! Adam and Eve is doing their thing.
Keeps going again, man. It's
like,
never in the
damn, this it keeps on going forever. That's why he was talking about how like our souls could be like recycled now.
Yeah, I can see that.
They're recycling our soul, and this theory it matches up with another theory about this other guy that I follow on YouTube. He talks about. He says like he think that our soul could be recycling. He called it the soul trap. It's like a soul trap theory where, if we don't ascend, right, our soul gets recycled back into whatever that we're doing, and then you're doing the whole cycle.
You're stuck again.
You're doing this whole life cycle.
It's like the whole reincarnation thing, but
we're overpopulated because nobody's ascending no more.
We're stuck, man. We're all stuck.
Everybody's getting fucking too happy out here. Like,
are we all failing the test? Is that a possibility? We're all failing this training.
That's a theory. Like, I think like we don't really want to ascend. That's why like when I see like some people, like they're doing a lot of wild shit on YouTube and stuff, I was like, when I look at it, I was like, damn, this shit's fucking wild. But I think that guy is living his life right, and I don't think he's coming back here again. Like he's doing it right.
He graduated.
Because if I look at it right, and it looks like this dude just doesn't give a fuck about what anybody say anymore. He doesn't care about the comments and shit. Like I was like, this guy might be his last life, man.
He out of here, man.
Yeah, like he doing whatever.
He
Shout out to
he,
Conor McGregor. He do whatever the fuck he wants. That's just one example.
He's out here. He's out of here after this.
getting blowjobs on a yacht and then posting it on his stories.
Wow, man. Well, and it was his old lady too, right?
Possibly.
Yeah. Maybe. Who knows? We about to find out.
Same hair color, so possibly. I watched it like twice.
Man, it looked like her from the back of the head, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah. So like the weird thing, like with him when he had sex with that girl, she left, and then he never saw her again. And the weird thing is, like he's like back then, like this guy's super old and shit. Yeah. You know, they only had like phone books and stuff. So he tried to search her name on phone books. It's like
before, yeah, you can. Yeah, I remember this part.
This was before Google. You know, yeah, you actually had to go physical
to the yellow pages.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, damn, she doesn't even exist in the phone books and shit. And then he went to go ask the teacher like the name, and they're like, yeah, like this name's like it doesn't even exist anywhere. Yeah. And then he got curious later, like as an adult, so he tried to look up the name again because he couldn't forget that name. That's like the first girl that like he got the lay pipe on and shit, you know. And
yeah, he said he ran into the problem with the yellow pages is that the first name was common and so was the last name, but them together it wasn't matching up, and that was the issue with it. So. Which is kind of, it makes me, when I heard that part, I was like, oh, she really wasn't real. That's like the most obvious fake name, I guess. Like, maybe not obvious, but it's like she just picked two basic names and made.
Yeah, but maybe they did that on purpose to know that, so he can figure out later on, like, hey, like, this wasn't like an accident. Everything was planned out perfectly. And like what she said was, you will find out later, like, why this happened. And I guess he fucking figured it out later. He's like, oh, shit, she was just trying to get my fucking seed.
She had a job to do, man.
Jacking my sperm and shit, pollinating whatever.
So that was her job. That was her job. Shit.
She had one job and shit. And the reason why she was crying because...
Did she like him?
He was too big. I was just playing.
It won't fit. It won't fit.
God, these are kids. You gotta cut this whole episode. Damn, we're fucked.
No, he was a kid. She was probably older, but looking like a little.
Yeah, she was like doing something illegal. Yeah. She wasn't really 15. She played the role as a 15-year-old teenager.
But she probably been doing this shit for centuries.
She's like 1,500 years old. Yeah, she's probably crying because she's disgusted. Like she had to take that job. Like, damn, I gotta take this fucking shit.
Get my back blown out by a 15-year-old.
Oh god, she's like, because she like on her planet, like she got kept back for skipping too many classes, so she got to take like a.
This is a remedial course or whatever you call it.
Yeah, it's like a vocational class or whatever.
If you want to graduate, you gotta smash this 15-year-old.
Go collect that DNA. This guy got that good DNA.
and you better not cry.
It's like, what about LeBron? It's like, what about LeBron?
Who?
It's like a whole planet with his DNA. Like the whole planet is just
full of LeBrons
playing basketball the whole time.
No, they're like playing basketball. They're taxi drivers. They Lyft, Uber. They do everything. It's a planet full of LeBrons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they're all talented.
Yeah, they're the best at what they do. The best pizza delivery driver. The best.
Yeah, if
best president.
Yeah, if you watch like Stargate, like when they go to all these different planets, like some will be super advanced, some will be less advanced, and then some was like straight slave planet. Like the whole planet
enslaved.
Like pulling rocks and shit, getting whipped. Like whoosh.
I've read comic books like the enslaved planet. I'm like, oh Lord, this is a worse reality.
And then what I was hearing is that, you know, the people that actually know that these planets exist, like they feel so fucking bad, they feel so sorry and shit, and they're like, hey, Galactic Council, I've been there one time. They all talked. I said, hey, like, could we just stop this shit on this one planet where it's like completely slave planet where these guys have nothing, no storyline, no nothing. All they're doing is doing work for no reason. And they said, can't we just trash this planet, like, end that suffering over there? But they're saying, like, from the higher source that for some reason they want to do some tests.
Yeah, we just got tests to run. Leave them be, but you know these people suffering, so
leave them there.
He did mention too. I don't know if I'm getting too far ahead with this, but he mentions too the guy who did this book. He talks about how with like the. He talked about something with like a galactic council that was refusing. Like he talks about like if with a galactic council that exists out there that created a treaty for nobody to interfere with what's going on Earth.
Yeah,
you remember that part?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm getting too far ahead of what we're talking about now, but that just popped in my brain about him talking about like a galactic treaty and trying to set that up, and then
yeah, because okay, I remember. So like in the treaty, what the rules are is that no entities or any other people from any other like universe or planet and stuff, they cannot come here on Earth and then do what they want, because there's like a treaty that they sign where they can't manipulate nothing that's going on Earth, because Earth is considered like a learning planet where souls that want to ascend, like lost souls, they come here to try to ascend, like to learn and to grow their own soul and shit. So like they can't come here and just do whatever they want. But he's saying that they can. It's like a loophole. Like if they get the human consent, they can run shit. They can kind of run shit.
Get your consent,
But they can't really do anything like on their own. You know, like it's like they can't come out here and just show up on the lawn and say, "Hey, we out here. We're aliens. We're out." They can't do that. No,
kicking your door and shit.
That's illegal. They get in trouble for that.
And that's why, like, sometimes too, when I hear stuff like this, it sounds very similar to like the old lore of like how vampires are, where a vampire can never enter your house unless you invite them.
Yeah,
type thing. So, but
same thing.
Because that's why sometimes when I hear stuff like that, I'm like, is a lot of the stuff that I've heard prior with comes like to supernatural stuff. Is this the origin of all this, of of the invites or allowing someone in? Cause,
I think that might be real. Like even like with spirits, you know how people get possessed and stuff. Like I think you might have to give them their consent for them to do that.
Yeah, he does talk about possession at one point, about how within the book when if you get possessed, he says like it's not something that happens instantly. He also mentions like voodoo in the book. Which I knew this a long time ago.
This is a wild book, guys. That's why we're everywhere.
Yeah, sorry. Well, I know we're all over the place with this, but this is stuff he just touches on, and he talks about how when it comes to things like with voodoo, and I knew this a long time ago because I used to get my hair cut by this old Haitian dude named Haywood. I don't know if he's still alive, but he's always telling me like some weird voodoo stories, hoodoo stories and shit, and he would tell me about how voodoo only works if people believe in it. If you don't believe in it, that shit don't work, and so sometimes
that's what I was trying to tell somebody, but it
is like hey, it only works, and the only way if you get it work is that you kind of have to like psychologically torture somebody for years. It's not like when somebody gets possessed by a demon or entity or whatever, it's not something that happens instantly. It's more of a trying task. You have to wear a person out over the years, getting them scared, wear them out, and then once they finally worn out, they're susceptible to maybe a possession or whatever.
Like they give up, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like they give up. But it's like, we used to watch movies when people get possessed by demons. It's within 2 hours or something. Where real life is like a course of like throughout the years. But I found out that was very interesting when you brought that up. Where it's like, okay, just getting worn out over time and weakening your willpower and probably you physically. Then it's like, okay, I got you.
I give up. Take this dick.
Yeah.
Take this dick.
Yeah.
Like, okay, where do you want me to put my dick?
Where can I fit it?
Demon D. Shit. And his dick is like running at low vibration, so that shit is dense. It ain't no high vibrational soft dick. That
he's dragging it.
Shit is solid, dude. That shit solid on Earth.
Got some weight. All
right, back to Earth. All right, so now we're gonna get into some more weird stuff about the people that live inside the Earth. If you guys believe like the Earth could be hollow, it could be like a ant farm, right? Like all these little tunnels,
it's gotta
cities, towns, everything.
These caverns full of like cities and shit.
It's so crazy, right? Because I was just watching this clip from the History Channel. They're saying how Admiral Byrd back then after World War II. They found like his diary and stuff. What he was saying was there's like a hole in Antarctica, right, where they actually sent a helicopter, not helicopter, but like a plane down into the hole in Antarctica. And he said there's like a fucking whole city made out of crystals and shit. And then they were being guided by like a couple, dish-shaped UFOs, and they guided them down over there. And then they actually talked to them and said, hey, you guys playing with the fucking atomic bombs and shit? Stop doing that. tell all your people, don't play with that shit no more. You guys are not supposed to play with that shit.
Shit ain't fun.
Because it's not just fucking up the top, it's fucking up every single like layer like on the earth. And they're like, hey, you fucking up our shit, man. I was just building my little greenhouse, and now this shit's like a radioactive greenhouse down here. But yeah, they found like his diary. But then like I was matching it up to like this story where this guy, he was saying how like the Pleiadians, the blue people, they showed him everything. They showed him like the tunnels that ran like through Antarctica and shit. I was like, holy shit, he's talking about the same shit that they talked about the History Channel that I heard yesterday. And I was, I heard this him like on the book and shit talking about that. I was like, everything's all matching up. And then they're talking about how the reptilians, how wild that shit sounds. He says like they do like live like inside the earth, and they prefer to live inside the earth because it's hotter. And they can't really survive out here.
It's too cold.
Yeah, they like that hot shit, like
that liquid magma.
He's saying like every ancient religion and culture all around the world, every single culture, they all point like to this one thing where you can all agree on. Like every single culture talk about this. They all talk about the serpent beings. This, you ever see like the Aztec the structures where they always have the serpents, they look like dragons and shit. Or in China, they got the dragons. Like every single culture, religion, they talk about some type of dragon serpent.
In every culture. I heard about that a long time ago too.
They're saying like they are the one that, in quotations, control like this earth. Like they report to them and shit. This is what they're saying. Like even like the Pleiadians, good guy or bad guy, like they know that they exist. Even Pleiadians, they even collect DNA. And then like in the story, what this guy was saying, like they collected his DNA. Like he's saying like without consent at first, right? But they say they actually paid somebody to get the consent for them to collect his DNA.
It's like a backdoor type.
Like not like a backdoor, but he got like he went to like the office to get paperwork, right? Because he said they got consent from his higher self. Because if you think about this, right, what this guy was saying, like we exist in like different conscious levels, like our low, our middle, and our high consciousness. Our higher consciousness is like the one that knows us and shit. And they're like, yeah, go ahead, get the permission, go fucking.
Don't talk to him. Don't ask him. Ask me. Like, I'm the true authority of him.
He signs the paper. Go get that DNA from his ass, my ass. Go get that DNA.
I don't care how you get it.
Because the way they got it, right, it's so weird. The story was like they knocked on his door, right, and they said, yeah, we're like the police officers, and there's like a murder, somebody that's killing people, and then they have like the same shoes you had. We just need to collect like a blood sample.
Yeah, there's like looking for like white Nikes or some shit.
Yeah, whoever was wearing white Nikes. So they collected his blood, right, and then they just fucking bounced and shit. And then when he looked back at it, it's like, man, they didn't show me no ID, no nothing. But they just got my blood and just bounced. Like,
did they ever find the killer? That's what I was wondering. Like, did they ever find the motherfucker?
Yeah, like they're just using that as like a excuse to collect blood. Like, oh, this is perfect.
We need your DNA. Somebody got murdered over there.
Imagine they created that murder scene just to
get all that,
collect his blood.
Oh my god.
But yeah,
they really wanted it, man.
Like later, he put the puzzles together. Like, yeah, they collected his blood so he can use his DNA to seed another planet, which is like another theory, like about like this Earth. They're saying like this Earth is like a seeded planet, but we've been like abandoned by like the people that seeded the planet.
Yeah.
They came out here. Let's say Anunnakis came out here, right? The Egyptian ones building the pyramids. They came out here, seeded the planet, and then they did whatever they had to do, collect whatever resource, and then they just bounced. Because I was saying, like, if you go back look at Egypt, that shit look like shit, dude. Like somebody like left like a fucking like the most awesome structures, and then they just bounced like
tipped out. Like I see.
Yeah, and then the people that was left over, they didn't know how to like keep that shit like upkeep a fucking pyramid. They're like, there ain't no power source in here no more. That shit's gone, dude.
I meant to send a meme to our group chat on Instagram the other day.
Yeah,
but I forgot. But it was like a picture of I can't remember if I saw it on Facebook or whatever. But it was like this meme of this alien. These aliens that come down to Egypt. It's like a little comic strip. But it's like aliens come down to Egypt, and then they meet the Egyptians, and then the aliens like when aliens like on his all fours with his butt sticking out. He's like, I want you to carve me into the wall. And the other alien is like, it's like do this, like I want you to like do this, like it's like do that again, but like I want you to carve me in the wall like this, and he's like just doing all these poses, and they get in a spaceship to like. See ya, bitches, and then like just fly off with the middle finger, and then people in Egypt were like, "What are we supposed to do, bro? Like we just built all this stuff for them, and then
they're like, this confused the fuck out
yeah,
of
they're like so lost.
Let's confuse them for the next couple thousand years.
I find them on synergy, man. Because I was dying laughing. I was like, that's probably how it went down.
Yeah, they fucking
left the civilization confused.
Even till this day, you know, we have all this advanced technology, but there's no real solid answer in how that shit was made.
Don't nobody know, man.
I gotta take a leak, but we'll be right back.
Hold on, folks. We'll be right back.
All right, and we're back.
Leave that in. Leave that in.
We're not cutting that out, man. We're leaving everything in. All right, so let's go back down to the underworld, Antarctica, or anywhere where there's a big ass hole in the earth. You can bet your money that there's something going. There's something going on down there.
It's plenty of holes, man. Like what you got one in Chile, Russia, these big ass massive holes.
You saying all like the major cities, big major cities, like somewhere in Cali, Colorado, New York and stuff, they all have like this underground base where there's super long elevator that you see in all these shows. Oh, yeah. This elevator do exist and it goes all the way down, and then this a whole new world, dude. New fantastic point of view. All down there. All different races. Like imagine like MIB, them walking in suits, walking like amongst like other different races from all over the galaxy, just fucking chilling.
Yeah,
they came out here with their universal visa and shit.
Would you assume it's probably peaceful down there? I would assume so, maybe.
Yeah, like because the planet's still here.
I mean, yeah, they mean.
But imagine they're fighting right now.
Oh yeah. Maybe that's why we get. Maybe that's why we get earthquakes.
And then they always look up, and be like. They have no idea what's going on down here.
Look at these people celebrating their 4th of July.
The queen died.
The queen died, yeah.
While they're down there fucking...
fighting to save their queen.
Getting stomped out by like a damn alien ant farm.
Alien ant farm?
Like it's the opposite. Like the alien ant farm guys, like they're super big.
Yeah.
So the ants are the one doing the stomping.
This is like complete flip.
In a world.
In a world.
Yeah, let's see. He's saying that beings of higher consciousness can be viewed as evil because of the things they do. Okay, I'm not even gonna read it, but what he was saying, like, there's different levels of consciousness, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like for example, like a 5th consciousness person who's on like 5th level, they wouldn't fuck with nobody on like level 2, because it just doesn't make sense. And the example he was giving was like, do you see a mountain goat fucking with a fish in the water? Oh. This shit just doesn't. It's just too different. It doesn't.
Yeah. Like it's like, why would he when he doesn't have the tools necessary to?
So think of it like that, like different conscious, and then that's why like beings that are advanced, and not only advanced, but they're like mentally advanced, like super advanced, like their thinking is just far beyond like what we can grasp. Yeah. They can't even fuck with us. They look at us like, for example, like let's say we're just like an ant mound, right, out in the yard. Then let's say like their job is just to remove that ant mound, right? Because they got HOA. They're gonna be like, hey, you got to get rid of the ant mound. So horrible. Like dumb, not even thinking anything about the feelings of the ants. No, man. He just got to get rid of that. Meanwhile, the ants are looking up.
That's like, our livelihood, man.
They're like, holy shit, these motherfucking devils are back.
Oh, my God.
What are they dropping? These chemtrails? They're dropping something on her mound, right?
We have failed the god. They probably think you're a god.
Because, like, it was raining something, right? And then the ants, they pick it up. They gave it to the queen. Queen ate that shit. Wiped out the whole shit. Now they're like, whoever dropped that shit, evil as fuck.
We've been cursed.
So this is like what I'm talking about, like the evil and good. There's like a line, like we just don't understand. Like if a lion kills like something to eat, is the lion a bad guy?
No, because it's a necessity out of nature. But let's say if the lion went on a killing spree, it was just eating everybody. It's like, okay, now it's.
What if they told him to do that?
Are you eating for hunger or are you eating for thorough? If they told him.
Yeah, like yeah, so like the being that got rid of that ant mound, all he was just doing was just not trying to get slapped with HOA and shit.
Checking a violation.
Yeah, but then meanwhile he's like, because himself, he don't think he's a bad person.
No.
Right? but a whole colony thinks you're the fucking devil. So think about it like that. Also think of it like another example is like Thanos, right? Thanos, like, he looked fucking bad as a badass motherfucker out here trying to wipe out planets, but his job is to keep the balance of the universe. Like, he's like, dude, I just clocked in. Like, what the fuck, you guys? Like, come on.
He's like, you guys are over consuming. Y'all eat too much. Y'all having too many kids and with too many mouths to feed.
I was created for a reason. I have a job. This is what I do. You guys just don't understand. So then we look at it like that. Then now it makes more sense. And then you see like evil stuff that happened. Like, do you think like, could this be happening for a reason? Like, for something that we just don't understand.
Does it have to exist, like evil, on some level?
Well, like, that's I'm saying. Like, evil, it could just be like how you view what evil is.
Yeah. Well, he mentions in the book too, talking about how with the case of evil, he says right now with the world we're living in, and I've always been a huge believer of this, is that the world, as crazy as it seems right now, people. I don't know. It seems like the world is like spinning out of control. The world is getting more peaceful than it was before 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30, 40, 100 years ago. People are becoming at least more awakened to like at least a level of empathy. And it may not be the most perfect level of empathy, but people are understanding more on what's right and wrong on a moral level. And he explains too, saying that he's like, yeah, people do evil acts, but he's like, real true evil is only like a smaller than probably 1% of the people out there.
That's what I was saying too.
Yeah. Like, people make bad choices. This and the third. But so yeah, I remember that part of the book, and I was like, I agree with him, because I don't think true evil is like most people could never even hit that level, because I think everybody has a breaking point how far they'll go with stuff, and true evil is like there is no limit of how far they will go to.
It is a small percent of that true evil where someone's just completely off that rail, you know?
Yeah.
Like, hey, like, are you even human?
Hey, are
like,
you
the
here?
stuff
Why
that
are
you're doing?
Yeah, for real.
Because you're saying how people, like, where they get their energy from, like, there's, like, low-level energy, like, where people, they get their energy from, like, they torture people.
Yeah.
They make people's lives miserable.
That's
like,
low-level energy, man.
That's super low. And then, like, the second one would be, like, they get their energy, like, through, like, drugs and stuff. That's, like, another level, a low-level energy, how they get their energy. And then, like, the high shit will be like you're doing like anything that involves like you helping people out, like with love, like everything that you're doing has something to do with like
positivity out there,
where it's like authentic type shit, like you're not doing it just for some clout or whatever.
Yeah, that's why when I hate when I see these motherfuckers on like online doing the videos of hey, I'm giving this homeless man $10. I'm gonna record it. I'm like, why you need a camera? Why can't you? Can you not feel it in your heart when you give it? Like, do you have to show it to everybody what you're doing to actually feel something? You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not necessary to do all that, in my opinion. But
it's not. But still, like, hey, even the people that don't know that it's real or fake, it's still a positive message.
Oh yeah,
it's spreading it. If it's real or fake, like, you could hit a lot of people where they believe it, and they'll take that as like a good example of how you should be in public or in, you know, as a human being. So I think a teaching moment, I guess. Help.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not like they're kicking the homeless in the face or whatever or whatever they're doing.
Oh man, you remember the homeless the bump fights?
Yeah,
back in the day,
live leaks.
Yeah. Them days is over now. It used to be worse, folks. So I get it. Yeah, you're right on that one.
Yeah, it used to be wild.
Oh my god. Hey, homeless guys, here's $10. Fight. And right, bum fights, man. That used
fatality.
That was the early days of the internet when you watched that shit in high school classroom.
Highest levels of consciousness is from within. Don't that sound like a postcard?
Dude, it's just beautiful. Some of you put on your damn wall.
I just want to lay out like on the grass, right? And then have the aurora Pleiades. How do you say it?
Aurora?
Yeah, auroras.
I can't sound.
Well, the green blue lights.
Yeah, the aurora lights.
Aurora Borealis.
That's called like aurora lights.
Yeah, I want to see that in real life. That's before I die.
I was watching a video yesterday. A friend of mine sent me, and it was from space, but seeing what the aurora lights look like from space.
Damn,
it looks even crazier, man. It looks like somebody's doing a spell on Earth.
Yeah.
It looks wow.
Shamans are out tonight.
Yo, I was like, yo, they partying? What's going on?
Yeah, that's like the
Private party?
a dance in the astral realm. Like the belt. It's like a belt where they dance on and shit.
They just turning up. Meanwhile, we just
Like that's all. Yeah, that's all the people who's like they're under some type of sleep paralysis, but they went to the astral level. Just dance.
Just dance. And they wake up tired.
In the club, dude. Imagine in the club in the sky. Come on, man.
Fuck a club on the earth.
Shit. You don't get pat down, man. They can see right through you.
There was something I did pick. There was something I did learn about when he was talking. He said the oversoul. That was an interesting concept he brought up about like a divine spirit that presents in every man and all life and nature. Basically saying that everyone's soul comes from the same thing, like even no matter what life, like even insects and shit, like everything comes from like an oversoul. It's like almost like I don't
the
know
main source, right?
Yes, I don't know if it's like a soul factory, but it's like we all like our souls come from there.
Yeah, there's what they talk about is like the tree soul, the soul tree of souls.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
where they souls pop out from these trees and then they just
kind of branch off, I guess, or whatever you want.
They harness like whatever body.
Yeah. And then he brings up like talking about like the soul and the body have to be compatible. Were you planning on talking about that, or were you gonna?
No, I didn't even write that down.
Okay, I wrote it down because there's so much shit I was listening to. Okay, I remember years ago, and I talked about this with Billy before the show started. And this ain't me jumping all out the window with this and or trying to be controversial, but it was something that I realized years ago when the transgender community started coming out a lot more. And so I was watching some interviews or watching people who were speaking up in representation of them, and over time I started like noticing how they were speaking and how they felt about their existence, and I was like, holy shit, what if on some level, because so that's why some people don't want to be gendered as anything, because like a soul doesn't have a gender, right? That was something I took notice to, and when I noticed, I was like, what if on some level they understand this a little bit more than most people? I guess it's like, hey, this is a soul, and I feel like this body I'm in does not match up with who this soul is supposed to be compatible with. And then I remember he talked about it within the book, and I was like, oh shit, I did think about this a couple years ago. I thought I was the only person that may have crossed my mind of where this is deeper than just like a surface level shit that people dislike about how people want to move with their lives. This may be something where they feel it on a different level. Like, hey, like this thing matching up with what I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, like it's something wrong.
Yeah, it's like it's not compatible. It's like you buy a Batman action figure in a box and you open up and it's Superman. It's like, man, it's not the same thing. Like the superhero, but
or Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. It's even better. Yeah, but you open up as Wonder Woman. Like, you did it way better than I did. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, but they would know. Like, but that was an interesting concept he did bring up, and
yeah, that's a weird one. Like,
it's like how can we understand? Because they would understand more if that's their soul. I mean.
Here's like what I'm coming to now. Like, don't take me serious.
Oh shit.
It could be this simple, guys. Like, it could be like, let's say the real worker's like the one that's supposed to plant the souls in like the certain bodies, right? Like the guy that's supposed to do the plant the soul that wants to be a guy. Yeah. Make sure you put him in the guy body because that's what the soul wants. But then a temp worker, right? He got called in on his day off.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, could you please do like an 8-hour shift? We're going to pay you double. It's like, oh, fuck, it's my day off, but fine, I'll do it.
I'm already tired.
And he do a half-ass job.
He falls asleep.
He do a half-ass job, right? This soul's like, hey, I want to be a female in this round, right? He's like, whatever. He didn't pay attention. He put that female soul into a male body. Boom. Now we have a mistake. That female is born with a penis. And already automatically, like with the child was like can walk and be a toddler.
It's like, this ain't right.
She's already like doing like her testosterone level is too high. She's like, hey, this it's like we got a little dude running around here.
So, like, got a little man running around this motherfucker.
Hey, princess. Who called me a princess?
What?
King James. Ain't no princess out here. Slap.
Somebody fell asleep with the controls.
That baby with all that testosterone going through his veins and she's like, man, I was never a princess.
I was meant to wrestle.
Like all yoked and shit.
What is this? What are all these gains?
But yeah, so I'm thinking it could be as simple as like somebody on the clock and they weren't paying attention to where this soul was supposed to go to a male or a male female soul. He just fucked up.
Now they're like, look what you did.
And it's wild how it's like a certain generation where it's more than it was like in previous generations for some reason, which is another weird thing. Or unless the previous generations, they were suppressing it the whole time.
I think it was suppression, and then there was no internet. The internet, for all the faults on the internet, it tells a lot of people's stories from a lot of backgrounds.
It make up a lot of stuff too.
Like, yeah, but that's also the other side of it. That's what the other side. Yeah. There's a lot of bullshit on there. I guess you got to figure out how to navigate through that shit. I guess I don't know.
It's from within. Like, dude, like if you you look at a page, right? Somebody's just bashing whatever person they're trying to bash, and then you're the only one that thinks completely different. Like, hey, like do these guys even know what the fuck is going on? That's when you realize, hey, people are just spreading fucking bullshit. Yeah. Even if I know the truth. Like there was like this one thing where I know the complete truth and shit, but people on the internet, this guy made a negative video. All the comments just all agreed with it. I was like, dude, these guys don't know nothing.
It's gone to a point with a lot of people where I'm like, it's coming down to this. It's either these people are too ignorant to know the truth, or they're lying. There's a lot of times it's like
mostly they're lying and they're following the popular opinion.
Yeah,
that's mostly what it is.
Instead of telling the truth.
Couldn't make their. Meanwhile, me, like I follow like this podcast or show like from the beginning 4 or 5 years, every single episode. I know how these guys act and everything, and then what they're just doing is trying to bash them on some negative shit that's not even fucking true, and everybody agreed on it, and then they try to destroy like this person's image. I was like, you guys have no fucking idea. And then I had to put my little comment in and shit.
Oh, you bold for that, man.
And then they try
man.
They try to call me out.
Tell you.
like I'm a simp or something. I'm like, you guys have no fucking idea. I was like, yeah, I'll be a simp, but
but you stand your ground, man.
Yeah, I was like, you guys completely don't even know what you guys are talking about. Like, you guys are just whatever that dude said on the video. You just believed all that shit.
Some people just like being toxic. Some people just haters. Yeah. I don't know how else to explain it.
I was like a fan of this show before you guys were still like probably in elementary and shit.
Yeah, these new kids are hopping on.
Fucking new kids, they barely know how to log on the internet.
Actually, might be some old people too on this shit, acting like damn fool.
Dumb,
yeah, for that.
Come at me.
You too old to be acting like that.
Come at me.
Nah, man.
If you're that old, you can't make your own opinion.
The internet's the ultimate mask, man. You can be anybody you want on the internet.
Hell yeah.
And it gives people
fucking
power.
Billy water filters. Come on.
You be as powerful as you want on the internet, man.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're on the internet, you still have a regular job and you got a strong opinion, you might want to use an alias.
Yeah. Straight up. I got several.
Especially if you have like a rare name where it's only one of you.
Yeah, man. I've noticed that too. People use their real name, and I've looked them up like, damn, okay, that is them. That's
only one of them.
You both using this on
Yeah, my shit is like that, which is only one of me. So
yeah, oh yeah,
I can't use my shit.
I might be
only one. Like the combination is only one person with my name common. It's just me.
I might be able to get away with it. My name is so fucking common.
Yeah, your shit.
We out here, man.
Millions and millions of people.
We are army out here.
Mine, if you search mine. Boom.
You are not hard to find.
I've
tried it too. He's like, you are easy to find.
There's one person.
That's why. Yeah. Just gotta use fake names, people. But yeah, so
being special, but at what cost, right?
Yeah. Hey, you still you.
Billy Waters. Let's go.
But that was an interesting thing he did bring up in the book. I didn't want to forget about this part with the soul and the body compatibility.
Can we talk about reptiles?
No, let's get it. I'm sorry. Let's go.
Do you have anything on reptilians?
No, but yes and no. Not really.
But I have to use the restroom real quick, and then we're going to come back and talk about some reptilians.
Let's get it.
And we're back. Chris is going to talk about dolphins, by the way.
Okay,
We're going to skip the reptilians for now.
Yeah, we'll hop on that in a second. There was something I wanted to mention, too. So he also mentions in the book that the Pleiadians brought dolphins to Earth.
I believe that.
And he says that we know this because JFK's spirit has connected to a human through automatic writing to tell us so, which automatic writing is basically is a form of psychic channeling where the alleged psychic takes a pen and basically they close their eyes and start writing. And then whatever they write down, it's supposed to transfer to like somebody else's head or something like that. Some wild shit.
It's like you're getting information from like the other side, the spirit world and stuff, and they're using you like as a tool to write in this world.
Yeah, you go, kind of like as a
you're just using
a conduit. I guess is the word I'm looking for. I don't know.
Yeah, like you're just the bridge between this world and their world, and they're just using you.
Yeah, but so
like a beep.
So JFK went up through automatic writing,
And he told them that they brought dolphins here?
He said, yo, dolphins, they dropped him off. And Jesus was a Pleiadian, as was his father. And, yeah, they love to have sex.
His father's God, right?
Yeah. Or Joseph. Maybe. Well, yeah, but basically it's kind of disputed.
I didn't know Jesus was a Pleiadian.
Yes, he mentioned it in the book.
He had blue eyes, too?
I don't know. I can't remember. But I remember he talks about how Jesus is a Pleiadian in the book. And I was like, what? And I was like, okay, this kind of throws out a lot of religion when they say Jesus was even born out of just like getting impregnated by, God and all this other stuff. But
getting impregnated by God.
Yeah. Well, she had the baby just supposedly without having
for sure
physical contact with the man.
For sure, she got knocked up.
Yes.
Yeah, with a real D.
Yes.
With the real sperm.
Palladian D, maybe.
And she wasn't a virgin. She was actually known to have many children.
Oh, yes, he does have siblings. I did hear about that.
Yeah, like Jesus' bloodline is probably still running out there, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a secret, because they're not trying to have all these people with Jesus' bloodline out there trying to run the world like, hey, I have Jesus' blood.
I talked about it in the last episode with the graphic novel, The Preacher, how the Vatican was keeping all of Jesus' descendants in this basement and forced them to have sex with each other. So it was the siblings and his grandkids, great grandkids, and keep the bloodline going. And so when he finally came across the disciple of or descendant of Jesus, he was on the spectrum and way out there, and he couldn't focus. And
spectrum, like he was kind of.
Well, actually, not even a spectrum. He was like full blown, like. Yeah. I'm such a caveman. I can't think of like the scientific word for it. I was just, he was that, and yeah,
he's on the spectrum.
And he shit, and when he found him in the cell, there was shit everywhere. So it was like, but they kept him in there. But that was
where else would he shit, right?
I don't know. They leave him a toilet, some shit.
Well, this is back in the days where they probably
No, this is modern day.
Oh.
This is like descendants of Jesus through all history, and this is now modern day. I think it takes place I think the Preacher takes place in the late 90s or something like that. But it's like there's toilets, and
so what you're saying is
they just kept them down there.
There's descendants of Jesus' blood right now till this very day that's locked up underground in the Vatican.
Yes, and there's a boy. And
that's a solid yes.
And he's locked up down there, and they're trying to keep him as almost like as a bargaining chip to everyone else. Like, hey, we have Jesus right here. We have his descendant. If you do anything, we'll fuck you up. And then when they finally discover, it's just like some kid with mental disorder because he has a genetic disability.
That wasn't in the book, was it?
No, but they do talk about with the royal family. They talk about with the royal family though.
What did they say about the royal family?
So with the royal family, they talk about how a lot of royal family, well, even with the royal family, or a lot of the royalty out here and on this planet that's trying to like dominate all of society and just rule shit. A lot of them do deal with incest, but a lot of them believe that they are beings from another planet.
Royal blood.
They have a royal bloodline from another planet, and they're trying to keep the bloodline pure.
I believe that.
Yes, when he said that, I was like, especially with the King of England, Queen of England, with the Queen of England just passing, right? And then reading the story and all this, and my brain started going back when I'm like, you know what? And nobody ever really talks about this, but the royal family has been it's been an incest family for many generations. Mm-hmm. And the only way people will start doing shit thinking about like bloodlines, or he talks about how I can't remember if it was one civilization that would like maybe eat people because they thought it was like, hey, for us to be better than our subjects beneath us, we have to eat them because. Just to kind of show like, hey, we're above humans. So they're nothing more than just like food to us sometimes, like cattle. To think on that level, you would have to think you can't be from here. There's no way you can run this shit and think that
right.
Yeah, you're not. You can't think like you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? There's no way you can think that you're us if you're in this shit.
That don't make so much sense.
Yes, and
you cannot be from here if you think that's normal.
Yes, or if not, how he explained in the book was like. He said they believed, which that's what I noticed. He's like, his words were exactly, they believed they were from another place. Which I took it as like, what if they're not even from this place, but they think they are? They're just crazy motherfuckers who just think they're above all of us, but they're not really from anywhere else.
You motherfuckers not even from here.
Yes, you ain't from out there. You still us, but...
Give me my dick back. Yeah,
but you still
just chewing on your... What? You got Bob in the house. She says, where did they embalm her body?
I don't know. They embalmed it? I don't know.
I think her funeral is on the 19th, on Monday.
Next Monday?
Yeah.
Oh, I saw some dude.
They gotta take all the scales off.
Oh,
They gotta take all the reptilian scales off of her and shit. They're like, man, there's like fucking thousands and thousands. How are we gonna?
damn,
make
she's
it look
heavy. Like shit. Gotta take a break. It's just like a week. Oh, but did you see the dude at the? I don't know if they was like carrying her coffin down the street.
I seen nothing so far.
I saw one video. I didn't really. I was like, whatever. She gone. There was a better place, I guess. But I did see a part where I can't remember, Prince Andrew was walking down the street, and everybody, like all the royalty with people was wearing like military uniforms, but he wasn't. So that's kind of like a red flag. Like he may have like lost some kind of title or whatever, because he just didn't.
He lost the title with Title Max.
But this teenage boy or young man or whatever came running through the crowd, and he was like screaming from the crowd. He's like, "Prince Andrew, you a dirty old man," and it was all quiet as shit.
Oh, shit.
He said it loud as fuck, and he kept screaming it. Cops pulled him out of the crowd, and some of Prince Andrew sympathizers like threw him on the ground, like, "Oh, motherfucker, what are you doing?" He's like, "I didn't do anything. I ain't got a weapon. Like, I can say what I want," and he's right. But he spoke the truth. Everybody trying to pretend like this shit's normal. No, let's call these people out, man.
For real. Bob said her casket came straight from the castle.
Oh, was that when he was coming down the steps? I think so. I've been watching some of it.
I didn't see it, but I do. I have to go back and look at it, though.
Yeah, it's a crazy event, man. The end of reptilian era.
Mm-hmm. Right, back to this book. This book is so wild. It touched on like pretty much everything that I like.
Dude, it was all over the place, but I was like, oh,
because he did speak about like the astral realm and the spirit realm, completely different. It's like the astral realm. It's like a realm. It's like anything goes with Plato. Yeah. Like anybody can play there and shit. Evil, good, it's whatever, you know. This is like the realm like where people go to, like when you have psychedelic trips and stuff. Stuff where like if you're taking like a DMT trip, right? You smoke DMT and then you're talking to these machine elves. That's how people would describe them, because they're like mechanic and stuff, but they're like spiritual beings that look like machines, like telling you all this fucking crazy wild shit. You know, he's saying like that shit, it's real, but it's running in the astral realm. It's not the same like the spirit realm, which is like a conscious level like way higher. Because in the spirit realm, they don't play around. Nothing is like, everything's like the real deal. Astral realm, they can still play around. They can still fuck with you. Like let's say like they ask you, hey, like if you do this, we'll give you this and stuff. Like when they do like bargains like with humans, this is when you know it's not a good spirit on the other side. Yeah, they're just trying to fuck with you so they can get like some type of gain.
Yeah, because what was it? He said like even when like spirits of like loved ones that have passed away could come back as some type of manipulation in some kind of way of
yeah, they come back as like they'll look like a family member that passed away, grandmother
or whatever,
but it could be like just them playing the role, because like in the astral realm they could pull up any information about you, anything, and they can pretend to be anything where you would believe it. They're saying usually when spirits die, there's only a few days where they still linger around and they can actually like do shit or speak to you or whatever, but after the few days, like boom, they already went over to whatever side they're supposed to go to.
So whatever, still after 2 days.
He's saying that if you're still able to contact your relative or whatever on the other side, like later down the road, he said that's a problem.
Yeah,
because the problem is like, all right, then that soul is stuck somewhere. So now that soul is like it's considered like a stuck lost soul that's stuck in that astral realm that never really moved on.
Yeah, he talks about he mentioned too with the he's like, if you have like a loved one trying to contact you through a television or something like that, he's like, don't fall for it, because it ain't them. There's somebody coming to you and I'm pretty sure whatever beings out there in this.
What if it is them?
Are you willing to take that chance?
Take that chance.
Man, I wouldn't.
You know what's crazy?
If I saw my grandma right now, I'd be like, no.
No, what's wild is like, you know, every time like we have like a passing like in our family, they always visit Bob first. And I think that might be the real one, because it's always like it always happens like when, you know, the event happens. So I think she might have got the real contact, and then they're like, all right, we out, peace out.
Yeah, because it's always immediately after, and then within a 3-day time limit, I guess.
They say like what they have to say or whatever. They probably visit like my mom and my parents too, but they don't talk about it. Yeah. Was my mom gonna tell me? Yeah, I saw you.
Yeah, that's kind of a hard thing to want. That's kind of a hard thing to want to bring up to other people.
Spoke your ground. I was like, no, they're not gonna say that. They keep it to themselves.
It's a hard thing to want to bring up to people.
Something they suppress from the inside.
Oh, maybe they have to figure out a better way to bring it out. Like, if I were to see like a loved one that passed away and they told me something, my knee-jerk reaction wouldn't be, I gotta tell everybody. I would be like, throughout the course of time, like, hey, like, you know, just how she were.
Their generation's different. Like, they hold it in. Like, they whatever weird stuff happened, they don't talk about it.
Just hold it in, man.
Meanwhile, our generation...
Camera. Bust the camera out.
We go on a whole podcast talking about that shit.
Straight up. Straight up.
Yeah, we want to tell the world what's going on.
Put this shit on blast. Let's get these views.
All right, let's talk about how the energy levels are gained through conscious levels. I think we talked a little bit about this, but I have the notes now right here.
Okay.
So, like, the low-level energy, 100% is all external. Like, it's from, like, exploiting people and then stuff with violence at the expense of other people. And then the next level would be drug, fear, rage, inciting negative emotions onto other people. Mm-hmm. That would be, like, the next level. And then the next level after that, like, where people get their energy from, food, oxygen, water, sleep, attention. You know, someone's saying, hey, your dick look cute today. Mm-hmm. You're like, oh, shit, I feel good. I feel all this energy now.
That big dick energy. I feel it.
And the next level after that is through like mental, like through your own thoughts and physical motions. Like if you're doing the yoga, meditation and stuff, that's like another form of you gathering energy from whatever your surroundings, because your mental state is different now. Like you're somewhere else now. You're gathering energy from somewhere else. You're not doing it through like nothing like physical. You know, like.
Oh, gotcha.
You're not drinking an energy drink for energy. Like, everything is, like, from
natural,
inside. Yeah. And then the next one will be, like, care, love, and creative work. You know, when people, they're in, like, a creative work, right? They're in that workflow, that creative work mode. They forget, like, all about time. They forgot how long they've been working on whatever project they're working on. I go through that a lot, too.
Man, lose track of time.
Like, where I was like, holy shit, it's fucking 12 o'clock. I got to go to bed. And I'm just, like, working on whatever I'm doing and shit. Because once you get into that flow state of creating stuff, it's different, too. Yeah, it's a different feeling.
Man, especially since I've been getting back into writing again, it's like you get into this thing of where it's a routine now.
Yeah, that.
You get sucked into it, man. It's quick.
It's
a passion.
Instinct mode or whatever. Goku, where everything
Ultra instinct,
it's just flowing and shit. And then at the highest level of consciousness, energy is gained from within throughout the whole universe, from the main source. Jesus. No.
JC.
Yeah. But he was saying another thing that's fucking, it's pretty wild. He's saying, like, we have powers, like, within. Like, we just got to realize, like, you know, like, when people pray to God, right? You don't even know, like, what God you're actually praying to. I know, like, one of the comedians made a joke about that. Like, yeah, you're praying to God, but which one?
There's a bunch of them, man.
So it's like a bunch of gods, right? Lowercase g gods, where people are praying to. Then
the big G.
What this guy was saying is like, you don't even need to pray to like any of those gods, because we ourselves are like a small version of the real God. Dude, we're like miniature versions of a God.
Yeah.
So like when people are praying, right? Like when they go to sleep, they pray for something. They ask for help. They ask for whatever. They hey, feed my family, or they ask for money or whatever. You know what you look like to the spirits when you're praying?
Goofy.
You look like a beggar.
Yes.
Yeah. So like when you come off as like a beggar, right? They look at you as little people, but you're actually, in reality, we're actually on the same boat. We're playing the same level.
How many people like do you think they probably use prayer as more as like a genie wish instead of like an actual?
Like 99.9%.
Yes, I guarantee you.
Here's the thing. Like, look, you're praying to a higher God, but you're actually asking for something.
Yes.
Like you're begging for something, right? So he's saying like stop doing that. Stop asking, because like you yourself, you can come up with whatever you're asking. You can do it all yourself.
Yeah.
It's like you're trying to ask like somebody else, but you guys are playing on the same level. It's like what it look like, you look lower than them, but we're on the same level. So if you think about it like that, like we're like God level 2, like we're on the same plane, we're God level 2. They will look at you different. They will, like the spirits, they won't look at you as somebody that's lower than them, because you know, like gods, we're the one that make them gods because we think they're better.
Yes.
Because if you think they're
You
better
give
than
them
you,
power.
guess what? They're better than you. So like when you're out there on your bed praying, like hey, you're praying to somebody that's higher than you. Hey, guess what? He's gonna be higher.
You give
than
him
you.
that strength.
Yeah.
Have you seen Thor
Ragnarok?
Love and Thunder?
No.
I just saw it. It took me a while to want to watch it because I heard it was too funny, but whatever. But anyways, the beginning of the movie is about this guy. His name is Gore, right? Him and his daughter was dying in his arms, but they're walking through a desert, and his daughter's dying, and she winds up dying in his arms. He winds up traveling all the way across the desert to go where his people worship their god. Like he goes to see his people's god, and they go there, and his god's like sitting there, and he's like, please, like I just lost my daughter and my people are dead. Can you bring them back? And the God's like, what? It's like, he's like, after you're gone, guess what? There's still gonna be more people worshiping me. Like your guys are just another part of the prayer factory. Yeah. And he's like, okay, this shit happens. You guys died for nothing. Sorry, but he's like, this ain't.
We're gonna stop that right now.
Yes.
Stop giving them the power, dude.
Yes.
Because you guys are watching. We're all gods. We're all gods already. If you guys want to see it, hit me on the DMs. Like I can show you. You guys are all gods, all of you guys. Because even when I had my own trip, dude, I went to this mode where I thought I was the only god until my friend had a trip. He had the same shit. I was like, oh shit, we're all fucking gods then. So then, because we're all a little piece of this whole big puzzle, right? And these other gods that they come advanced, they do all this crazy shit. They can grant your wish, right? You know, they can do whatever because they're playing on a different realm and stuff. But if you're praying to them, and they're like, oh shit, they really think I'm the shit, you know, because I can do this and they can't. They will think you're a god and stuff. So if we stop doing that, stop praying to those gods and stuff like that, and believe in ourselves more.
I've been saying this for so long. It's like we need to take a step back from religion.
Everything will be more easier. Your whole life will be more easier. You're not begging for nothing.
You're not.
Like, you don't look like desperate. You like try to fix it on your own. You know,
because there are people out there who like. And that's what I kind of like about with Thor, God and loving God and Thunder, God and Thunder. What the hell is called? It kind of teaches this weird lesson. Even in the comic book, it teaches a lesson with the whole Thor story arc. Is like, hey, gods are not somebody that you can always lean on for something. We kind of have to take a step back and look at ourselves. And like, especially with humans, for all the worst things we've done on this planet, we have achieved so much beautiful shit as well. I feel like sometimes we take a step back and stop giving credit to something that's out there versus let's look at what we do here for ourselves and have a little bit more pride in it. And I've always felt like this for so many years.
Exactly. Take more pride in like whatever you did on your
what
own.
What we've all accomplished on a good side. Like
like when you like, for example, easy examples like when you watch a fight, right? And they win their fight. Like first of all, I want to thank God. Like no,
I was like, why, man? You trained for this.
thank yourself, man. You bust your ass. You did all that shit. You
like did God get you up in the morning to go train and do?
Then imagine like that God you're praying to is like, all right, wait for it. Wait. Oh, he thanked me.
Out of this whole damn universe or everything. It's just you.
Yeah, then he feel, you know, he got all that cloud shit. It's like, hey, they praying to me.
And nothing like out of disrespect for people who do believe in a higher power.
Because there is a higher power.
I do feel like it just needs to be taken a step back and like, let's focus on this and what we can accomplish as a people. Because like I said, like I've been seeing Russell Wilson, who's a quarterback for the Denver Broncos now, just did a speech the other day or Monday. What did he play Monday Night Football yesterday? He was talking about how, you know, I don't care everybody who criticized me and da-da-da. And I was kind of like in the middle with what he was saying. He's like, the only person, he's like, I don't care how many people criticize me for throwing this ball or how I play in this game. I'm only performing for one audience, and that is God. I was like, oh man, you almost had me. I was like, you had me to the end because you're focusing more like ignoring the negativity. But your one audience is God. I was like, you was almost there, man.
Well, like in the book, he's saying like the only source worth asking guidance from is the highest source in the universe. The ultimate origin and the creator is the the ultimate one that created the universe. He says, ask that for the guidance. Don't ask those other gods because they're not really gods.
Not your God that you believe in.
Not no small G.
Yeah.
Not the small G, the main one.
Everyone's
the overall, like, for example, Dragon Ball, the god of everything.
Yeah.
Like, just imagine that little guy.
Yeah.
All the other gods below him, they're not really gods. Like, you know, like Lord Beerus.
Mm-hmm.
god of destruction. You know.
Yeah, it's bigger.
They
guys.
all do their job, so they're not like. No.
They all got a part to play. It's like in Marvel Comics, they have like the God of Eternity, which is above anything of what Jesus is and all this other stuff on Earth. But then you have like the one above all, which is like everything, and they got like the one below all, and
But then like even like this one, he's saying like if you were to pray like for guidance, ask for like the highest source of the universe and stuff. He even say even beyond that, even beyond this universe, there's another fucking universe with a whole nother set. A different parallel reality
different
where they
rules,
have their own set too, man. Like
it's infinite. It goes on forever.
That's why
man.
like it's almost like we're just here in this little tiny speck of time on this earth to do whatever the fuck we signed up to do. And then to be in a podcast to talk about what we're supposed to do and shit.
And even on a speck of tiny earth that you're on, you're still a speck of a person amongst 8 billion now on this planet.
Yeah,
like it gets smaller.
8 billion because nobody's ascending no more.
No, we stuck.
They reincarnate right back to Earth. They're like, hey,
it's getting full. It's getting full, man.
Actually, what I did in my past life here on Earth, I'm not satisfied with it. I guess I got to come back.
A lot of you guys are failing the class. We gotta. We maybe we're just the age of enlightenment.
Because at the end of the day, after you die, you pass away. You're judged by God, which is yourself. You judge yourself. And you'd be like, damn.
I am God and he is me.
Damn, like my stats on like that character.
Pretty high?
Shit. No, it'd be like, oh,
I was low.
The stats are pretty low and shit. I probably gotta
I gotta run through it again.
I gotta redo this stupid ass Earth class. But like we're looking at it from like our own perspective of what we understand. But like in a higher perspective, it probably looks completely different. Like, oh shit, fuck yeah, run that shit over. You know?
I got this. But
here, like, oh no, don't do it. But then like your higher self, like, oh yeah, nah, motherfucker, you should have made a right turn.
Because what if you like going through life? Maybe that's what deja vu is like these past mistakes you made.
Because we did too much.
You've gone through this shit before. You're like, man, I could kill this motherfucker right now for cutting me off in traffic, but I won't because it's wrong. But maybe because it's wrong because you did it at some other time of where maybe you off this dude and your life got ruined.
A few weeks ago, I don't know if I was supposed to die on the highway, but something crazy happened on the highway, right? I think I already told Bob, where like a tire came off the back of a van.
What?
And I saw it like from far away already. When I saw the first bounce? I was like, someone's gonna die today.
Right through the windshield.
Right? I saw bounce, douche, dodged missed every single car, right? It hit the side wall panel, lost a lot of speed, and then the tire rolled all the way. I was all the way at the right lane because I was like, I'm not going to.
So it was coming across towards you? Or?
And it came all the way across towards me, stopped right in front of my car, swear to God. And it missed every single car. Nobody died that day.
The universe trying to take you out, man.
And then I was like,
what's going on?
I was like, no car got hit by that tire. Because everybody's already going 80 miles an hour. It's like 285. This shit falls out the van of the truck, bouncing. I was like, when I saw the bounce, I was like, someone's going to die today.
This is it.
I was like, I can't believe I'm going to watch somebody die today. And I was like, don't let it be me. Go all the way to the right side.
It might be you.
It hit the wall, rolled all the way right in front of the car, stopped right in front. I was like, wow. It
sounds like an assassination attempt, man. I don't know.
Or
man.
like
that sounds crazy.
Like a stay in your lane, you know, like a
hey, you don't control any of this.
Like, hey. Be careful with your thoughts. This is just a warning. You know,
you're getting too deep.
Yeah, I thought that was wild.
That's wild,
I was
man.
like,
Yeah,
the whole time I wasn't panicked or nothing. My heart rate's the same. I was like, if it happens, hey.
Man, in the multiverse, how many times
hey, you can have my PS3.
Man, in the multiverse, like imagine like, okay, if this was the multiverse, how many heralds did it wipe out? How many Billy Waters? Someone's got bleeped that part.
I don't know.
Like how many got wiped out by that damn tire?
Maybe 10 of them died.
You know?
Yeah. Because maybe like a couple of them, they wanted to go home faster, so they actually sped.
Yeah, it was impatient. Yeah. Oh.
Me, I left work early that day. I was like, I'm just taking my time.
I've been thinking about it all the time. Like I'll be driving to work in the morning, and I'll see an accident, and I'll be like, oh fuck, I was rushing out the house this morning, but I slowed it down. Can I take a shit? If I didn't take a shit, that could have been me in this accident.
Mm-hmm.
In some other universe, maybe I didn't take that shit.
You would have been dead.
I'd have been crushed. I've been calling off from work. permanently.
Yep. What else we got on these Pleiadians? Pleiadians, blue people. You know what's crazy? Like, there's like a star galaxy with the Pleiadians with like I think 6 or 7 stars. Like, you know the Subaru logo?
Yeah.
It's for they got that shit from the Pleiades.
And I did
It's
not
like a
know
lot
that.
of stuff that's like with the Pleiadians.
Yeah, the Subaru. Yeah, it's Japanese for Pleiades, which I did not know that. I did pull that up. Company logo. Yeah.
But then like with the number 7 is like another big deal.
Dude, 7 is my favorite number. I was shocked when I kept hearing it. I was like, is this... Because the reason why 7 is my favorite number because July is the 7th month. That's literally the reason why it's 7.
Yeah, 7, it was never my favorite number, but the only reason why is because Bob, she picked it first. Because when we were kids, we got to pick our own numbers. And she picked 7. I was like, oh, fuck, I can't pick 7. So I picked the number 4, which is like the bad luck number I heard.
Oh, 8's a good one, though.
Yeah, I didn't pick 8. I picked 4.
Oh.
Yeah, she picked 7, and then I never liked 7 until like I got older, right? And I found out like my life path was number 7. And then I looked it up, and then, dude, that shit matches like my personality, like down to the T. Like it almost
it's
like
you.
It's like they wrote everything about me. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? I was like, don't let nobody else read about this shit. They're gonna know too much, you know?
They're gonna get my whole life. Get my social security.
So like, but the number 7 is like big in like almost in every single religion. You know, like 7 gates of hell and shit.
Dragon Ball Z, 7 Dragon Balls.
7 Dragon Balls has 7 gates to heaven. 8 gates to heaven, right?
But
the 8 is as it counts as infinity because you know the number 8 infinity.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Heaven would be like infinity.
Okay.
So yeah, 7 gates to heaven, but then the last one would be like 8. 7 candles in menorah. Like all that shit. Jesus' last phrases was 7 words.
I didn't even know about that. I picked 7 literally as my favorite number because of July. I was born in July. So I was like, yo, 7 is my favorite. Let's go. By the time I went on, I was like, yo, 7's kind of important.
7 days to create like Earth. Like they said 7's the number of creation.
Was it
the beginning of everything.
Wait, you create Earth in 6 days and rested on the 7th or something?
Yeah, it dries up in 7 days.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Chilled on Sunday.
Yeah, 7 layers of Earth.
All right.
Yeah. Is there?
I don't know.
Alexa, how many layers of Earth?
This might answer your question.
Okay.
There are 4 layers of Earth.
Okay, copy that.
Thanks,
All right.
beautiful.
According to Hebrew, the 7 layers of Earth. According to the Hebrew people, 7 layers of Earth. Is there really 4 layers of Earth? Come on.
Man, that's norm talk.
But like, what's crazy?
She was programmed to say that.
It's like, what's the deepest that we ever drilled on the Earth? It's like 9 miles or some shit like that.
I was gonna say ask her again, but it might not be the right answer.
Alexa, what's the deepest we drilled into the planet Earth?
This might answer your question.
Okay.
Earth's orbital period is 1 year.
Oh, I didn't ask that, but
she's trying to avoid it.
okay.
Shellshock says, my Alexa just said 66.
What's 66 layers of Earth?
It's way off what we got over here. Way off.
We got the dirt, right? Soil, right? And then we got the little granite rock. And then we got the
sedimentary or whatever.
with the fossils. The next is the fossil stones and shit. Then we go to the amethyst crystals. I
And then
just made that. I don't know.
And then the core. And that's it.
Well, yeah, the core.
And that's it. There's no caverns down there.
Completely skipped all the tunnels and the fucking the subway trains down there.
Haven't they been saying for years, for real? Haven't they been saying for years too that Earth is bigger than what we think? Like it's just.
I thought so.
It's more
That's why they
massive. I do
blocked
believe
us,
that.
like,
I actually do believe that.
That's why they kept Antarctica like locked up and shit.
It's like,
Because there's more land.
It's true, man.
According to that map that everybody's fucking.
It's true with that map though, because it's like when you look at places like Hawaii or how Alaska is on the map.
Pleiades is on that map too.
Please. Oh, you know what? That was something I was going to talk about next week for a topic. The second that he talks about in the book about, well, actually no, he talks about a lot of information we got, like some stuff he got from, and I went to the website where he got it from, and then I went like down a rabbit hole, and he talks about like there was like a second Atlantis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know that, and in like where India, like underneath India.
What? No,
Yes,
I don't know about that.
Like, well, he didn't bring it up, but like he talks about where he like a specific page I used to always go on to look up stuff,
Like Rational Wiki or
Yes,
something?
I'm on it. Yo, Rational Wiki.
Is that real?
Politics and shit. Yes, so they can tell about politics and stuff. It's funny, but it gives a lot. It's very informative. But what I'm talking about, like how right underneath India, there used to be a structure that used to be above water, but it's claimed as the second Atlantis. But it's not as well known. People kind of ignore it. It's like the other brother. Like nobody cares about it. Atlantis is like the big brother that everybody knows, but this is like the second brother to Atlantis. But I went down that rabbit hole. But I was gonna talk about that next week. It was pretty cool.
I think all this shit's real. Atlantis, all that.
Just crazy.
Lemuria, whatever.
But he does mention too, and this is why I think this is the reason why I like this guy who did this book. Did we ever say his name? I forget his name.
Frederic Dodson.
Frederic Dodson. There was something I liked about him where, because there's some stuff he talked about within the book where most people I could see probably walking away from like, this dude's fucking crazy. But I always felt like he reeled it back in, saying like, hey, like, but this is just my experience, da-da-da. He does talk about a point where with conspiracies of where if you start to believe that everything is true, then you just kind of ruin the whole thing. You have to kind of like figure this shit out on some level. But it's not like, I did appreciate him saying that. Because there's a lot of shit going on in this book. It's a whole lot.
Because there's he all touched on like a lot of stuff that people talk about where he's saying like a lot of that could all be made up too.
Yeah.
But the stuff that he told like in his book is mainly like from his experiences.
Yeah.
With whatever the Pleiadians they showed him and stuff, which his shit already sound fucking crazy. But he's saying this is his own story. You can believe it or not. Like maybe later, far down in the future, 100 years from now, his book will make a lot more sense, and people be like, "Oh, there's people that were living at this time that already knew about the truth and stuff, but nobody ever took it serious because, maybe this book was published as like a science fiction book, and you cannot take that shit. You take it with a grain of salt.
No, you got to.
Because it's like, how can he really prove it to people? Like your own experience. It's like, how can I prove to people like what I saw in my experience
without sounding too damn crazy?
Yeah, which I'm pretty sure I sound crazy and shit, but. You can't really explain it.
No, he dialed it back a little bit. I was like, okay, I see that. That's why I started really believing. I'm like, man, he could have went this direction where everything and every single possibility it all exists at once. But he's broken down like, this is my experience, this is what happened. You can't trust everything out there.
Listen to the audiobook.
It's good. The audiobook is that was good.
Because if you guys are interested, like with the Astral Realms, Spirit Realm, if you guys are curious about reptilians, like the Hollow Earth,
the whole shebang.
Everything, like how media manipulates people, how the reason why the reptilians are trying to lower like a conscious level is so we don't wake up and ascend to like a higher consciousness, because he's saying when humans actually realize that we are actually way more powerful than these guys get sent off the planet automatically, because that's when people realize the bullshit, like these guys been suppressing like humans this whole time, but the humans, the reason why we're so much stronger, right, we can actually tap into the spirit world and they can't. That's
they don't have the ability.
The big difference is that we can go there and they can't. But they don't want us to realize that. So they try to downplay, like,
keep us stuck.
Yeah, keep people like, hey, you guys believe in all that woo-woo fucking magic shit? It's like, no, the fuck, that's all fucking magic shit. Don't, like, try to keep humans suppressed. Don't get them ever to wake up to a conscious level where they realize, holy shit, we were fucking, we're way better than these guys. Like, it's like we have way more power than them. That's the big difference.
This is why...
because they can't fuck with us. They're not even allowed to fuck with us unless you, like I say, you got to give them consent. But they can't fuck with you. None of that shit. Like, whoever somebody put a curse on you, like, do you believe they put a curse on you? Be like, no.
You control it.
That shit it can't do nothing, dude. They can't do nothing to you.
When I was going, like, just listen to this book and everything, something did cross my mind. It's something that I've been seeing in the black community for years, mainly within like the most conscious hip hop rapper like community and people that follow it. There's always like some like
B.O.B.
No, way deeper than that. But just within like within the community, you'll hear people within that this corner pocket of the black community. They'll say the term like peace God. Hey, what's going on, God? Hey, what's up, God? Call each other God, because the recognition of like, hey, we are all gods here. We are all gods. It's and you need to realize that we are gods too. And It's been going on for a long,
Spread that shit. Spread it more, man.
It's been going on for a long time. I'm not even an expert on this, but I've always noticed that of like that word being passed around. It's more like a New York thing I've seen, but it's like, oh, hey, peace, God, what's up, God?
Let's make it an Earth thing.
Let's make it a planet thing. Let's all realize that we control our own destinies, and I mean, if you want to believe in something, that's cool.
Then we can kick out all that negative energy, all the people, the entities that's here, that's not supposed to be here, that's been here for thousands of years. This is where they come across like since they were here for thousands of years, right? They were able to like trick mankind and to do like do stuff and to sell their soul like for like money.
Yeah,
this is where that selling the soul to the devil theory comes from, which is true because they've been here for so long. Of course, they know how to fucking get you money. Like they fucking create the system for you guys.
They create the rules.
But they, like I said, they need your consent. You have to give up your soul, right? Give up your soul. If you want like whatever millions of dollars, we can give you that easy. Give your soul up to them.
That's all we need. Your
soul.
know,
and then they can keep like the whole narrative going, where they can suppress like our consciousness level, so we don't ever fucking. Like we don't ever ascend, like we believe that we're lower than gods, but we're playing same level. We just all gotta believe it. You guys that's listening right now, just believe it. Like,
believe in us. Believe in us as people.
We're all like little gods, man, out here running around. Like you guys have no idea how much power we got. Like there's nothing, like nobody can cast nothing on you. You have power, man. When someone say like fucking negative shit to you, like man, like. Just think, like, you really think you can do that to me? Like,
do you know I am?
Yeah, just say that.
Do you know who we are?
Do you know who? Yeah, just be cocky. You know who I am? Like, slow down. Like,
Whoa.
You can get in trouble for even talking like that to me. Like just full like Kanye
How
mode.
dare you?
Yeah.
Shellshock says the Hoteps. Man, no, it was not no Hoteps. For anybody who don't know what Hoteps is the super militant black folks who will be like, my brother, my sister, and the white man is the devil. No, it wasn't like maybe I don't know. I don't think it was the Hoteps. I don't know.
Speaking about black people,
broccoli's made. Wait,
hold on. Speaking about black people.
Oh shit! What?
You guys seen the Little Mermaid trailer, the new one?
No, I have not. I saw her sing at the Super Bowl. I saw her sing at the opening of the NFL season last week.
The Little Mermaid?
The girl who did it's playing Little Mermaid.
She's black, right?
Yeah, she did the national anthem. She was good. She could sing.
Is there a chaos going on the internet right now?
I don't care.
Because
I don't know.
is black.
I don't know.
So like,
I won't be surprised if it was, but I'm almost certain it is.
Like if Ariel was the original Little Mermaid, right?
Yeah.
And now she's like Black Little Mermaid, right?
Yeah.
Is her name still the same, or did they change it up too?
like a black version of it?
Yeah.
Ariel. It would be a lot longer if it was black.
Like Ariana or something.
No, this would be Ariel, but it'd be like spelled way differently though, man.
Ariel.
Some extra letters that only be needed.
Or just be like.
Races are bent out of shape. I don't know why, because they announced years ago that she was playing. I think before COVID, they announced that she was going to play Ariel. Here we are, post-COVID world. I don't know why the fuck the people are still tripping about it. Like,
yeah, when I saw it, like,
I'm gonna see it.
I got the popcorn ready. I was like, I want to see the chaos. This is the only time, because I never really engage in like all these wild stuff.
No, you actually stay on the outside of that shit.
It's just like something I think it's funny, like something like this where I think like, like what the white people get pissed off. Yeah, like if they made Little Mermaid black.
I don't give a fuck.
I want to.
Isn't that the first time they did it? That shit was Cinderella with Brandy back in the 90s. She was Cinderella.
Or like I was telling Bob, like when they did the Dragon Ball movie, it was like a white dude.
Man, what the hell? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Even nobody said nothing about it. I don't think a lot of people talked about that back then. The movie, a lot of people talk about how bad the movie is, but nobody talks about how culture inappropriate it was for Goku to be.
That's not the first time either. Like,
no, they do it a lot.
You can take it all the way back
a lot.
to like when they did that Genghis Khan movie, and they had like that. Is it a
Genghis Khan movie?
Yeah, super old, and they had that one white actor. It's like a famous actor too.
I'm gonna look this up. I didn't know it was a Genghis Khan movie
with this sweet blue Pleiadian and white, purple, blue, light blue eyes.
But yeah,
Shell Shock says his is racist. No, he says races are bent out of shape.
King Genghis Khan. Let's see if it's a movie. I did not know.
We're gonna wrap it up right when Chris looks this up.
By the Will of Genghis. Is that what it is?
Who's the actor?
I don't even know. Hold on.
White guy, right?
Ogul Makhan.
Yeah, that sounds like a Native American white name.
Wait, hold on. Wait. It's like American Icon. I don't know. The Conqueror. Oh no, The Conqueror with John Wayne. I did hear about this.
Yeah, John Wayne. Yeah.
Oh my god, that man was the whitest of the white. Did you see a video that surfaced earlier this year? It was after like the whole Will Smith thing. After he slapped Chris Rock, there was a video because John Wayne was racist as fuck. But back in the 70s, I think it was. So Marlon Brando, who was a big actor back then, he didn't do an acceptance speech for his Oscar win, but a Native American lady went up on stage. I forget her name, but she was on stage and she did the acceptance speech for Marlon Brando, and she talked about the atrocities that the white man did to the Native Americans. Doing her Oscar speech, and was talking about talking about all this other shit. And John Wayne like almost tried to run up on stage and tried to fight her. And like they said, like 6 dudes were trying to hold him back.
Damn.
From like trying to beat her ass on stage. But this is John Wayne who played Genghis Khan. He played an Asian dude. I've never seen this stupid movie. It's got a 3.7 on IMDb. So that's if that says anything. But yeah.
Yeah. Shashak says racists are saying, what if we remade Roots with white people? So black creators started making it. It's called Stems. Really? Is that real? They did that?
No.
Well, that's an idea.
That would be an impossible movie to make. But yeah, I kind of figured people was gonna lose their mind over the Little Mermaid, like Little Mermaid.
But they didn't, right?
I didn't care.
They suppressed it.
I think as like older I get, I'm kind of avoiding it. Not sort of avoiding it.
I always did, but that was like the one thing I was like, let me see what the other side's doing.
And were they tripping?
I don't know. I just saw a parody of one shit. Where the dude he's a black dude, but he was wearing like a wig, like he was like a white lady. She was like, yeah, you know, all like this woke shit is cool, but like I think we're just like overdoing it now with the whole woke thing, you know, like now we're making like Ariel, she's black now, like I think that's kind of crossing line right now.
What's
you
next?
Know? It's like I get it, the whole woke thing, like, you know, I'm cool with that, but I don't know, like making Ariel black, but then they show all the examples of like what they use, like the white culture, like where it went over like Asian characters or black characters or whatever.
No, Shellshock did send me something where it was like something from TikTok, but it was like somebody was complaining about like, why are they making Ariel black? They're changing everybody's race, and then somebody was like, well, y'all did the same thing with Jesus, so I was like,
yeah, Jesus was another example.
I was like, oof. Hey man. Stop.
I say get off of Jesus' balls, man. He's a Pleiadian. We already secured that in this episode.
If you haven't got it yet,
he's blue people.
If you haven't got it yet, then I don't know what else to tell you.
Hey, Jesus is blue people.
Yeah, blue. He's part of the Blue Man Group. Let it go.
Not black, not white. He's a Pleiadian from the Pleiadian galaxy.
Yeah, Blue Man Group. He didn't have a beard because Pleiadians don't have beards or whatever.
But he was pure magic.
Turn the water to wine. And
he really did that. He's like, you guys want to get trash of a water?
Party on.
In the future, they call me Chris Angel, but today I'm Jesus.
What was that like the extent of his powers? Like, does he what if back then it's like, yo, Jesus throws the best house parties, but it was only because he could turn water to wine. It wasn't anything.
It might be that one trick pony.
That was it.
Yeah. But he still had that main message.
He did. No, he's speaking some real truth. When he was drunk off of wine, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, I believe Jesus was a real man.
No,
a
straight
real person.
up. I do think he was a legit guy.
I believe like he was high level too. Like he was a high level advanced human being that came here because come on, dying on the cross, not even complaining.
Man, no. Unless he was drunk off of wine.
Getting straight crucified, you're still not complaining. Like that's too hot outside or whatever. This dude just took that shit like a boss, dude. You already know, like when you take like that, you already know, like. You are
he's something else.
You know where you belong already. Like you're going through something.
His strength he gets his strength from another place.
But when you see it struggle, you know, you see a human soul struggle, like you're scared to death. Like, hey, he don't really know the truth. Because if you know the truth, right? Like that's why they're saying like when you take shrooms and stuff, right? You see like the other side of death. That's why they give like shrooms to a lot of cancer patients. So now cancer patients are like so fucking chill now. because they already seen the other side.
Oh.
So they know, the routine. They know what's gonna happen. That's why, the shroom therapy for people that's on their deathbed and stuff. That shit is.
Is it more because of like a level of acceptance with the shrooms?
Yeah.
Or is it just kind of like
acceptance, and then knowing what's gonna happen on the other side.
because unknown is scary, man. That's the thing that everybody.
Yeah, because you don't know. You don't know.
If we knew what was gonna happen after death, more people would probably be less afraid.
They're more
of it.
at ease.
Yeah.
Like that's why like it helps like the people who's already on like their deathbeds. That's why this treatment is powerful, man. I'm telling you, man, this mushroom thing.
Helps ease the tension, man. The anxiety.
If you guys want to learn, man, hit up the DMs.
I like your boy Billy Walters.
Billy Water Filter. All right, we gotta close out this episode. This was a fun
That was a
episode.
good one. Welcome back. Hey.
I couldn't wait, man, because I was like, man, I haven't drank in so long.
No, for real? I've been drinking my whole damn vacation. I've been trying to stop, man.
That was off for 2 weeks. I didn't drink for like 2 weeks. So I was like, all right, okay. We're gonna
What
try.
is your secret for that? You just like to occupy yourself with other time?
I mean,
Shit.
I don't drink when I'm not doing nothing.
Yeah.
So like when I'm doing something, it make more sense for me to drink.
Okay, while you're active. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a fight comes up. Okay.
Yeah, speaking of fights, we're actually doing like a fight at. I'm gonna announce it at Bob's house this Saturday
When?
because they don't know their address.
This Saturday coming up?
This Saturday, we're doing the Canelo fight over there.
What time?
It starts at 8 p.m.
My sister's coming into town
Saturday.
too. I want to.
Yeah.
I'm not inviting myself to your guys' house, but
No,
if-
you're already
if-
invited because I already announced it.
It's cool.
Yeah. Just you though.
Because I was hyped for this fight too. I think a lot of us are.
Yeah, because it's the trilogy fight, and then the first fight was a draw. The second one was real close.
Yeah, it was mad
Yeah.
close.
The first one I
Yeah.
gave to Triple G, but it was a draw. But then the second one was super close.
Mm-hmm.
You predicted that first one, by the
Yeah,
way.
I did.
You said it was draw. I was like,
Yeah, I felt it, man. I felt it.
someone's gonna die.
The most odd, the most difficult, like
Yeah, no, I
calling
don't
a
think
fight
nobody-
a draw. Nobody calls a draw ever, but yeah, I did call that
Yeah,
shit.
because that's not fun.
No, draws are not fun. They're horrible, but I felt it,
Yeah.
man.
But I remember that. I was like, damn, you called that shit.
Yes.
You would have made a lot of money.
Fuck. See the potential.
Even
I
with
have.
$10 bet, you would have been.
Oh, I'd have banked some shit.
We had a Bitcoin at least, at the very least. All right, guys. Thank you guys, everybody, for joining us on this
Yes.
episode of the Pleiades and the Destiny of Secrets, our Destiny of Secrets. If you guys want to check out the book, I'm gonna leave all the links down, all below, so you guys can check it out. I recommend you guys
Take a listen.
check out like the audiobook. Like it's so interesting.
It's good. It's
Like
good
whatever
listen.
we said, we maybe like touch like 20% of it, but the rest of it is so detailed and so well written out. It's a very interesting book, so check that out. Show the guys some love, and peace out. Adios. Catch you guys next week.
See you guys. Love you.
It's not really good to know this on the music.